Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with mysticgenmara.com, and today I would like to do the reading for the air signs, the air element, and the zodiac signs associated are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I tend to work with the elements because I resonate better with them than I do the zodiac, and if you look on your charts, there's actually a section that talks about your elemental alignment, and so you can really find out which element you're aligned with by checking that out. If you are interested in any of the decks that I am using, they are linked in the description box below. And with that, these are general readings, so take what resonates with you and discard the rest. If it doesn't resonate, that is completely fine. It may not be a message specifically for you, because when you read for a group, it's the group energy that you're looking at, not just one person. So, with that, we will start off. There are 5 weeks in September this month, and so your first week is going to have the guide or guardian of the magenta dragon, enabling you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories, and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for ascension. So this particular guide coming forward is saying that this first week is all going to be about your spiritual growth. It's really stepping into that ability to step outside of the everyday, the mundane, and really tap into that magical energy that's out there. And when you're talking spiritual growth, it could be something as simple as increasing your study time if you study, or meditate, just add another couple of minutes. Or it could be changing things up, like if you've done the same meditation schedule for a long time, maybe trying a different meditation, maybe incorporating some different hand postures or mudras. Things like that are ways to help adjust it and really build on that ascending process. And the magenta dragon is coming forward saying, look, we're fiery, we're energy, we're elemental. I mean, it's a very active card, and it's an active energy that's coming forward saying, let's do this. We can make these changes happen if you just want to work with us. So they're willing to come forward and work with you to build this up. This is your message from Source, so these are positive supporting messages that come through for the week. It's self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. So going along with the magenta dragon coming forward to help you, it's also the journey is really all about your spiritual growth. And there are people who will say, well, if you're not working with other people, it's not worth it. But your spiritual growth isn't an outside job. It's an inside job. And so when you're working with spirit, it's all about that self-reliance. Do you have the energy, or do you have the focus, the willpower to sit down and actually put in the work? Whether it's meditating, whether it's journaling, whether it's any of the other variety of ways there are to help work with spirit, this card is really saying you can work with another person, another outside force, but the majority of what the work you're going to be doing is an inside job, and that's where your attention should be focused, is bringing yourself into this higher state of alignment by focusing on healing, expanding, and really tapping into that inner wisdom, and by doing that, you're connecting to Source. It's not like you're leaving Source out of the picture because you're trying to align with Source, but no one else can make you do the meditation, no one else can make you do the journaling, and no one else can make you do the prayers or fill in the blank. This is an inside thing. This is what you have to do to connect to Source. So your challenge or lesson from the tarot for this first week is the High Priestess. And the major arcana are life lesson cards. So each one of these cards in the major arcana are here to show you a lesson, a step in the path of your life. With the High Priestess, you're really tapping into bringing in a divine energy, a divine feminine energy. It's not working directly with the goddess energy, but you are working with balancing that more feminine energy within your system. So if you've been working with a more masculine energy, which is very aggressive, very domineering, very projective, this is a time to really tap into the divine essence of receptivity, bringing in the messages, finding a more emotionally calm and balanced state is what this card is telling you for this first week. So let's look at the second week of September and see what the dragons have to offer. And your second week guide or guardian, however you choose to look at that, is the Fire Dragon, burning up lower energies. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired and clear your soul's path. So the first week was really about getting more focused and clear and understanding you have the one who has to do the work for the first week. The second week is, now that you're getting more into the spiritual growth aspect of life, it's time to clear out the excess energy, the stuff that's distracting you, the things that are not working for you. And when I say they're not working, it's the things that you're doing because you have to, because it's a drag. Find a new way to do them so that they're not a drag, so that it's not this heavier, denser energy. Finding that way of kind of spicing up life, bringing that fiery element into it. And the fire dragon is coming forward to say, I'm here to help you clear it out, to help you to transmute it into something better. And if we have to burn away the dross to find the gold underneath, let's do that. So this dragon is all about helping you in a very, could be spontaneous or spectacular way, clear out the excess that's just not helping you. And it could be something like, instead of spending 2 hours watching TV, you set a timer that once an hour's up, it shuts off and you're on to your spiritual path working, or your creative endeavors, or the side job that I want to do but I keep putting off. This dragon's like, stop putting it off, let's do this. So it's actually a good dragon to work with your air energy anyway. So your message from Source is enlightenment, pursuing spiritual growth. So this dragon coming forward is really going to connect you with your spiritual energy and help you understand that it's an inside job from the first week, but now it's really time to step into the growth aspect. And when you grow in spirit, things can get a little bit interesting because you start to see that there's a spiritual aspect to every part of your life. And this is the thing that I've learned over the years, is that no matter what happens, there's always a way to link it back to, or a lesson you can learn that is a spiritual growth or guidance. And so you're working with enlightenment. You have this fiery dragon coming in. Let's clear out the negative. Let's clear out the stuff that's not working. And the reason is he's going to help show you that this all is coming to a point of enlightenment for you. Everything that you've dealt with, that's time to kind of get rid of the negative energy aspect of it, the negative emotions part of it. Taking those lessons is going to lead you to a path of enlightenment and help you really work with those spiritual energies in a higher way. So your lesson or challenge from Source is another life lesson card. It is the Major Arcana card of the stars. And we're editing for YouTube's so we don't see bad things. And the stars is a galactic card. This is bringing in all of this very powerful energy from the galaxy. In the first week, you're working with tapping in and balancing your feminine energy. You're becoming more receptive to the spiritual power or spiritual energy and the spiritual path that you're on. And with this card, it's saying, now that you've gotten the feminine energy more balanced, let's bring in the galactic. So this is where we start tapping into our stellar guides. We start working with our stellar gateway, which is a new chakra, quote unquote new, that's actually about 2 feet, about 18 inches above your head. And it's the one that helped open you up to the energies of the universe. Not so much God energy, this is the stellar energy and things along those lines. And so this is the card to really help tap into that. So a challenge or a lesson this week might be trying to meet, if you've never met with any of your star brethren, this would be a time to maybe work towards that. And that would work towards an enlightenment aspect as well. So let's look at the third week's guide, is the Air and Fire Dragon. Expanding your creative energies, harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm, and communicate with passion. So this card is actually tying together the energy from the previous week, the second week, but also bringing in the aspect of what air is. Air is very intellectual. It can be very truth to the point of pain. They are cutting. That's the reason in normal tarot the air element is a athame or a sword, because it cuts away the excess. You've got both the fire and the air. It's time to do some clearing, but it's also a time to really tap into that creative aspect of who you are. And the air and fire dragons want to let you know that when you are honest with yourself and you cut away the excuses and you cut away the, oh, I don't think I can, or what will someone say, and you cut away and burn that up and clear it out, your creativity is going to flow. It's going to flow into your work. It's going to flow into a business that you're working in or on. It's also going to show up in more blessed ways within your family. So, and your family could be you and your pet. It doesn't have to be a huge family is what they're saying. But the air and fire dragon is really a merger of these two elements, and it's showing you that things can be better. It's just a matter of being willing to look at things clearly and honestly and let go of the stuff that is really no longer serving you. So the message from Source is money, finding a way of abundance. And with that, the first part, or the dragon that's coming forward, is the air and fire, helping you cut away, clear out, and really tap into your creative endeavor. And that is because there is a financial not so much a windfall, but a benefit coming your way, and it's going to come from being honest with yourself. And when they talk money in this respect, it's not just financial, because if you look at the card, abundance is what you're seeing. It's not so much like, coins in your pocket. It's the abundance of life. When you're honest and open with yourself, your abundance shows up in ways that you didn't expect, like your house, your family, your friends, your pets, your plants. It's the abundance of your health. It's the abundance of your spiritual journey. The abundance is something that is more than what was expected. And so this is really a time to look at the things that you have in your life and examine them and realize that you actually do have a lot more than you realized. And the air and fire dragon can help you cut away the stuff that's been blocking you from experiencing that and allow you to see it in clear sight, which allows you to feel the gratitude of it, which will open you up to even greater levels of abundance and possibly wealth. You never know. So your third week challenge or lesson is the Chariot. You have a lot of really big major arcana life lesson cards coming forward this month. So it would be probably a good idea to pay attention to the lessons that are going on in your life during this time. But the Chariot card is all about swift movement. So if you've been delaying or kind of either going too fast and not looking at the dangers and risks, or you've been delaying where you're being slowing things down on purpose, the Chariot is saying you're clearing it out. Look at your abundance and what you have, and now it's time to move forward, moving forward at the appropriate pace. Pushing yourself too hard, especially if in a creative or spiritual endeavor, will never work out well. There is a pacing that goes along with creativity. There's a pacing that goes along with art. There's a pacing that goes along with spirituality. And when you try to push beyond that pacing, it's where it becomes a trial. And the other part is if you're going too slow, like, oh, I don't know if I can, or I don't have enough skills, or one of those type of doubting feelings, the Chariot's like, get up, let's just do this, move forward, make movement, make progress. And that's what this third week is all about, is enough with the excuses, enough with the overabundant, keeping yourself so busy you can't see straight. Find the balance, move forward at the proper pace, and you'll know the pace because it's going to feel very peaceful and very joyful when you're doing it. So let's look at the fourth week of September for air signs, 2022 September. And the deck wants to be a little slow today. That's cool. So your fourth week dragon is the green gold dragon from Sirius. Bring universal knowledge to your spiritual pathways, learn about spiritual technology, and be a transmitter of this knowledge. And so this dragon is coming forward to kind of tap into your second week tarot card, which was the stars. You're bringing in this universal galactic type energy, and when they talk about spiritual technology, it's actually things like Reiki, the ability to use your intuition, using tarot, oracle, or a pendulum. Those are all aspects of a technology that was lost. And if you look into the legends and the lore, you're actually looking back to the Lemurians, which in some cultures are the Atlanteans and Lemurians were actually extraplanetary beings from Sirius, from the Pleiades, from these different planets. They came here to teach, and so led the downfall. But this one is talking about the green gold dragon is really saying tap into your Syrian brotherhood and bring in some of this technology that's been lost over time, the things that maybe we need to remember. And that's where like your third eye energy comes in, your chakra systems. And if you're not feeling strong in that, maybe it's time to take a class in it. Pick up a book if you learn that way, but find a way to really start tapping into and expanding your knowledge of these things. So now we're on to the message from Source, is the celebration. Let go and have some fun. So while you're bringing in this new technology, the message really is not bring it in and be serious and be very stern and harsh. No, bring it in and learn how to play with it. Learn how to have fun. Life's not meant to be boring. Life's not meant to be, I go to work, I come home, I go to bed, I go to work, I come home, I go to bed. No, life is meant to be enjoyed. You work so that you can live. You don't live because you're working. That's totally a backwards way of looking at things. And the technologies that these Sirians and the Pleiades and all these other groups that come in, they're bringing in a joy with it. Like, here's this new toy, basically. It's new technology, but learn to play, learn to have fun, and do it in a way that you're not hurting other people. You don't want to ever harm someone, but you want to find ways to enjoy your job, find ways to enjoy your home. Like, start a game night if you don't have that as a scheduled thing already. Start doing it this week. And just find ways to enjoy life again and find those little things that make your inner child giggle. So, your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the King of Pentacles. So this is the highest energy of Earth in the minor arcana. And this card is really saying you've been struggling with finding that balance between the masculine and the feminine. You feel you have to work and you don't want to play and you don't want to. And it's not that you don't want to, it's because you're expected to work. You're expected to be very serious. You're expected to be very grounded. Well, being grounded isn't what you are, air signs. You are very much about flying free, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, expanding your consciousness, allowing yourself to grow. And what this card is saying with the King of Pentacles is stay grounded in your everyday. Don't give up on your responsibilities, but really tap into expanding yourself like your heart and soul want to do. And so that's where the struggle, when you look at the card, there's a struggle between the grounded king and the more flighty queen. Like, he's saying stay here, be grounded, stay stable, and she's like, but I want to have fun and I want to grow. And that's the challenge for this fourth week, is staying grounded but allowing yourself that expansion and that freedom. So let's look at the last week of September for air signs 2022. Your dragon guide is the rose pink dragon. Prepare your heart to connect with higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and light. Connect with the love of the universe. So when you have the rose pink of anything coming in, we're talking divine love. It's tapping into the heart chakra, but it's also connecting you through your crown chakra. It's really bringing in this essence of the agape style love, where you just have this appreciation and this compassion for everything in your life. And this dragon is really coming forward saying, let's work. You've done a lot of effort clearing stuff out and really getting more into your creative state. Let's bring in the loving aspects. Let's bring in that love and that appreciation, that love for the stuff that you're creating, that love and care for your body, where you're taking care of your body, you're drinking enough water, you're eating the right foods, still having a little enjoyment now and then, but you're doing things to improve yourself. And you're also working with your family, you're working in your community, but you're doing it out of a sense of, I respect and I care for my community and I want it to be better. It's not a condition of, oh, I have to do this. It's, I want to do this. And that makes it the energy different, and that switches it from a chore into a compassionate act of love for your fellow man, as well as for yourself. Because every time you give, you also receive a blessing. And so the energy of giving and receiving are actually two sides of the same coin. So your message from Source is leadership. Set your goals. So you've worked with the Rose Pink Dragon this week, and you're really going to be bringing in that compassion and that love. And to do with that, you're going to find yourself, maybe not intentionally, because that's usually how it works. The best leaders are not created, or not chosen, they're created. So this is talking about when you really start working with this loving energy, you may find yourself in a position of teaching. You may find yourself in a position of leadership. You may find yourself in a situation where you're in charge of something and you did not plan on that. Well, you didn't have to plan on it. The universe has got better plans than you do. So working with that energy and tapping into that knowledge of leading and allowing your compassionate heart, and the rose pink dragon is a great guide for that, to help you lead with a compassionate state and also lead in a way that other people want to emulate and match your frequency. And it could be a simple thing of just owning who you are, and stepping forward in that compassionate state is going to help them look at you and be like, what is it that they have that's different? I want to learn that. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Two of Swords. So this is actually your energy. And the Two of Swords is really tapping into this companionship, this fun-loving nature. So if you haven't been out with your friends lately, this would be the time to do it and do something fun. Go to a concert, go to an art market, go out to dinner and have just a chill night with your friends. Allow your responsibilities to stay at home. Allow them to stay with your family or your spouse or whatever, if you've got kids or dogs. Just let that go somewhere else for a minute and tap back into that fun, and something that would be intellectually stimulating. So maybe a museum, maybe going to a book club. If you haven't been to your book club in a while, this would be a time to do that. But something fun, but it's also educational, because you are the sword, you are the one who cuts away the ignorance of life, and so this would be a good time to maybe exercise and expand your mind a little bit there. So with that, I hope that this resonates with you. If you like the content that I'm providing, please drop a subscribe. If you like this video, then you like the video. And I accept all comments. I really do read them, and I try to respond to them when I see them. My only request with the comments is, even with criticism, just be respectful, because I could use the criticism to help do better at this. But like I said, we can always be more respectful with each other in life. But I will talk to you guys at a later time, and thank you for stopping by.